to feel like Formula One is I don't understand the rules.
The greatest Formula One champion of all time.
And Formula One is that it's like a traveling circus of speed and adrenaline.
Except I am from Formula.
People know NASCAR, but people don't, because Formula One is like, it's a whole different thing.
Box and Picker Firm, and welcome to the Redefined Podcast, the podcast where we put American subtitles onto the sport of Formula One. I'm your host, Frederick Kernigan, and with me, as always, Michael Timmerman, aka Timmy.
What up?
Today, we're talking about liveries. Finally, now that Alfa Romeo has finally dropped their livery, we can talk about all 10 teams. We can rank them. We're going to talk about them from worst to best, and we're also going to compare them to some American uniforms from baseball, football, some hockey jerseys, But before that, Timmy, I'm going to ask you a question. What is, in your humble opinion, the worst jersey in professional sports? American professional sports.
There's only one correct answer.
Okay.
And it is the throwback of the Green Bay Packers. The one with the yellow circle in the middle with a brown
gross
helmet. Disgusting.
Nasty.
Absolutely disgusting. I thought like they should have just kept that one in the closet and never have let it come see the light of day ever again.
You know
because
how
that was gross. I don't know anyone that would buy a jersey that looked like that.
you know how Disney goes back and like hides all their history that like they don't like is like cancelable.
Yeah,
like
exactly.
they'll go and like vault it. They should have done. The Packers as an organization should have went back and vaulted this design. Never let this see the light of day.
Never. It's so bad.
The Browns don't even match the helmet and the pants.
No, nothing matches. It's all gross.
It's so bad.
I don't know why you'd be like, yeah, let's take advice from people who made these jerseys in the early 1900s, bro. Like, oh my gosh.
It's nasty. But I'm gonna have to disagree with you. So I thought there's only one answer until I rediscovered these, because this was like locked away in the back of my head.
Your brain was protecting you.
My brain is protecting me
the ugliness.
From the eyesore that is the Denver Broncos throwback jerseys. They are yellow with brown numbers, brown pants, and brown and yellow socks. But they're vertical stripes.
That's gnarly. That's so good.
Oh, it's so nasty.
It probably had the same designer as the Packers. That man just loved his brown and yellow. Like he's getting passed around the league. He's like, we need a jersey. Hurry. And he's like, vertical socks or vertical stripes.
Did like exciting colors not exist back then? Why was brown the choice? They're like, you know what? Brown. That we're going with that. Yep.
They're like, we play on grass, field, and dirt, and I'm tired of washing this. So if it's the same color as the dirt, then we don't have to wash it.
Makes cleanup easier.
Yeah.
But anyways, on to the episode. We're gonna be looking at the first, or I guess the last,
the worst.
Yeah, the worst, the bottom ranked livery. And we both agreed that the Haas, both of them, livery now is just a white car with a almost like a black underline reaching from the front to the back of the nose, or the front nose all the way to the back of the car. And then Haas is, big red letters. Their former or the original livery, as some of you may know, was the same exact one from last year. But due to global events, they have canned that, and for good reason. So both of those liveries, for their own individual reasons, 10th. Yeah.
Both very boring, both very plain. So somehow the car got more plain, but like rating wise, I gave the plain white one a 2 out of 10. Just because it's really boring. It's so plain, but you can't
Yeah.
you can't fault them.
You
It's
can't
not
fault
their
them.
fault.
Yeah,
But
I
even
wouldn't
the
be.
car before, it was
I wouldn't be
2, 3
surprised
out of
if they
10.
release another livery like midway through, like quarter way through the season,
Yeah,
just to be like, hey, unless they continue being a dumpster fire, and then I think they have other problems to worry about.
they should go crazy with like how many Haas is on printed on the car. Like they should just have Haas everywhere. Where's the Haas car? There it is.
It's gonna look like subtitles to like a, I don't know, for like a Hawaii fight. But I ranked the original rate, or the original livery, a 1 out of 10, and for the redesign I gave it a 2 out of 10, just because it is just a basic thing.
Yeah.
There's nothing to get excited about. I think they could do cool stuff with it though. Like if this is like a base template for like a car, like the F1 game, if you gave me this stuff and like I had to keep the colors the same, but I could go crazy with like adding on like an American flag somewhere, or at least something like that. Like, yeah, it's a cool template, but that's what it is. It's a template.
Yep.
It's
Clean canvas, so they can.
kind
I
of
don't
like
know
what
if
we
they'll
compared it to.
spend. Yeah, I don't know if they'll spend time making a new one, because I feel like they should be spending their time working on their car. but-
Probably, yeah.
That's besides the point. But yeah, we did compare it to
A blank canvas, a practice jersey.
a white practice jersey.
Yep, just first day of pads, you get the jerseys. You're like, you're on offense, so you get the white jersey.
Yeah. So, and that's pretty much it.
Yeah, that's exactly what they look like.
Yeah,
Like if you told me that was the 2022 car, like practicing, like to see if it could even race, and that was just the base livery, I'd be like, yeah, okay, that makes sense. It's pretty base.
it's like what you put on the wind tunnel cars.
Yeah,
It's like that's what they have on. So I mean, practice jerseys, as fun as they are, no,
yeah,
they're not.
they
they're not
are
sexy.
practice jerseys for a reason.
Yeah. So.
Okay, on to the next team, and I think you can correct me if you disagree with this team, or you can like stop me. The biggest fall from grace.
100%.
100%, the biggest
100%.
fall from grace.
So I also have to defend myself on this one.
Okay, I'll
so
let you go.
We're talking about the McLaren, and at the end of episode 2, I asked, because Fred asked for more spicy releases.
Mhm. That was my closing thoughts.
That was his closing thoughts, and I was like, we recorded that 2-3 weeks ago, and I asked him, "Oh, you don't like the McLaren?" And he said, "We'll talk about it off screen." And sitting and looking at this car for 2-3 weeks, oh my gosh, I don't know what I was talking about. I don't know what I saw in it. I don't know why I thought it looked good. It's so, the more I see it, the more it gets uglier and uglier every time. Like when we were doing the research for this episode, my rating started at a 6, and it just plummeted every time I had to see it. It had to go down every time I saw it, because it's not the orange. It's not like McLaren's orange.
So McLaren's orange is like trademarked papaya. This orange is like almost like a Phoenix Suns, Texas Longhorn orange.
Yeah.
And yeah.
And it's complemented with a sky blue, kind of like.
Yeah. It I think that's a sky blue with a like a black underbase. Like that's like, so the majority of the colors are black and the orange with the hits of the blue.
Yeah.
But yeah, I will agree with you, Timmy. Don't worry, I'm in the same boat, because on Twitter, I when the liveries were dropping, I quote tweeted the McLaren's tweet, hard eyes. I was like, this is the one. And the more I look at it, like I'm looking at it now and I want to drop my grade even further.
It's so
like I'm with you on that.
It's so gross.
But the part that pisses me off, so the reason that they went with the orange is so they can tie in all their what's it called?
Sponsors.
No, all their motorsports. So they have
okay.
They have IndyCar, they have F1, they have Extreme E.
Mm-hmm.
And so they want all of their cars to have the same color palette. But the Indy car looks so much better. Like there's two liveries for them, and they both of them blow this car out the water, and this is so nasty to me.
I don't like it. I don't like it.
What
Especially from last year's car. Like I love their colors. And like they had to change the blue because they changed the orange. And I hate this blue. Like this blue is like
I hate the blue more than I hate the blue, or the change of the blue more than I hate the change of the orange.
yes.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, I feel the exact same way.
Because
Like,
this blue is too like
uh,
aqua.
yeah, it's just so
Yeah.
gross. Like
Yeah.
why? Who
Yeah, because so even before, like, I'm not the biggest orange person, even though, like, JCHS, James Campbell High School, baby. And I went to high school, my school colors are orange and black, but I'm not the biggest orange guy.
yeah.
And so when I got into F1, like the McLarens, I was like, ah. But then it grew on to me because I realized like how important the papaya was.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, like that's sick, history. And then they give this. They
yeah,
give
and then
this.
they took it away. Like
Yeah.
so gross.
I don't know if you gave your ranking, but what's your ranking?
Oh, I gave it a 4 out of 10. It started as a 6 and it dropped all the way down to a 4. It might be a 3 now.
I was about
because the more I look at it, I just want to be like, no,
Yeah.
it's a 3.
I'm giving it a 3, even though my thing says 5 out of 10 here. I'm giving it a 3.
I'll say, yeah. Final answer 3.5. That's where I'm going.
I'm going to solid 3. This is bad,
It's so
but
bad.
I think it's on par with the jersey we chose as its like comparison.
It's exactly. It seems like exactly the same thing.
We went with the Oklahoma City. I don't know if this is like a stylized jersey or like one of those special jerseys, but it's
Yeah.
their bright orange with the blue on it. And it looks so like, if I went hiking and I wanted to be safe, I would just wear this over like a hoodie
Yeah.
because I would be so bright.
Yeah. You didn't even mention the worst part about it. The letters.
Oh.
It's OKC letters, and there's like a
Like a slight, almost like a samurai movie when they
they cut it in half, and so there's like a slight little
offset to the letters.
offset, and it's just like if you have OCD, it's probably the worst jerseys you've
You're
ever
just like
seen.
just a couple more inches. Just
But like I don't know why they like sliced it in half. It's just so it's gross. It's nasty.
The only thing that saves this for me is the Love's sponsorship, because we had a Love's Bakery in Hawaii, and anytime you would drive past it, oh, that just smelled so wonderful. But yeah, so that would get the same ranking as the McLaren delivery, a 3 out of 10 for me.
Yeah, I also gave it a 3 out of 10. That Oklahoma jersey, it was not good.
So the 7th ranked livery or team, we have the Williams. Since Timmy has some really good thoughts on this, I'll go first. So I follow this YouTuber. He's from the UK. His name's Tomo, and he looks at F1, but sometimes like some of his videos are like the graphic design of it all. So like he'll like redesign liveries and stuff. And so his like what he had to say on this really like made sense to me, and I went back and did some more research, and there is no concept behind any of the Williams like liveries. They went from like white cars to like white last year's car, which is white with yellow and blue, and like that whole like weird like not gradient, but like that, I don't know, it was just a really odd design. So what they are now, which is like a nice blue with like an electric blue and then like hits of red. And then the back of their car has like these like diamond or like checkers, almost like design towards the back of the car. And so I think the renders of the car, or like their launch of the car, didn't do it justice because it looks pretty bad. But seeing it on track, I think it looked a little better. But I think I'm still going to stick with my my rating, which is a 6 out of 10, because there is no concept. It feels like the front of the car is different from the back of the car, and there's also like a lot, but not a lot going on at the same time, which is really weird. And so yeah, it's a 6 out of 10 for me.
Yeah, I really enjoy the colors. I wish there's like I'm a blue guy. Like I like blue colors, so I
Same.
feel like they could have done so much more with it. When I first saw it, the first thing that came to my head was the Windows 10 basic screen saver or wallpaper, like the initial Windows 10 like light going through the cube. Like that's exactly what it kind of like reminded me of, and kind of what it looks like. Uh, so that's just the vibe I got. And I was like kind of digging it, honestly. I was like, this isn't half bad. But like you're saying, like it's just but then I saw the front of the car. I'm like, oh, this is a completely different car. Like
Yeah.
like no like yeah, like you're saying, no consistency, no similarity from the front to the back. But I like the back.
I think really thinking about it now, the only consistency that they carried over is if you look at last year's car, the front of their car was kind of boring.
Mhm.
And then the back is where it got crazy with the blue. Whereas in this car, it's pretty boring in the front. And then it gets kind of crazy in the back with not like different colors, but just like the design.
The
Because it's like
design, yeah.
the diamonds. Yeah, I would say the diamonds.
Yeah.
So who would you or we went with the Tennessee Titans jerseys. They're
wait,
like
my rating for the car. I
oh
forgot to say my
sorry.
rating.
What
It's
is your rating for the car, Timmy?
the rating is a Windows 10 out of 10, which is actually a 5 out of 10.
Downgrades.
Yeah. We went with the light blue pants with the normal Tennessee Titans top because it's just the same colors and it's kind of gross. And like the concept's like, what were you thinking?
It's like they have two different jerseys on.
Yeah, that was a point you brought up. Like the pants look like they belong for another jersey top, and the jersey top should be with another set of pants. And
Their pants is like the Houston Oilers blue.
yeah,
And so it looks like it's supposed to be for their throwback jerseys.
yeah,
But then they're like, it's like the laundry guy got it mixed up that day. And it was like, oh,
it's too late.
I gotta wash them pants. We got the throwback pants. So they're like, damn, god damn it, Daryl.
What really happened was they put the intern to stock up the locker room, and by the time the old head got in, he was like, "What did you do?" He's like, "Oh, you mean these pants? Oh, dang."
Yeah, my dad's a Titans fan. He's from like when they were back in the like Oiler days, and so like they don't have terrible uniforms. Like I see in the jerseys he would buy, they don't have terrible uniforms. But this combination is god awful.
It's so gross.
It's
Like there's
nasty.
two like for on their logo they have a little bit of light blue, so I see where they're going with. But
Yeah.
the whole pants being light blue, it just like it's not that ain't it, dog.
If they had gone with like white pants and then like that same blue as like the highlight colors,
like
thumbs up.
on the side of the pants as a line or something, like
Thumbs
that
up.
would have been good.
But
all light blue, no.
no,
Gross.
this looks like a mistake rather than a conscious decision.
Yeah, 3 out of 10 for that.
3 out of 10. 3 Derrick Henrys out of 10 Derrick Henrys.
Well, I mean, it'd be like 1 Derrick Henry.
Oh yeah, it'd be like 1
because he is 3.
He is 3 people. Onto the 6th ranked team, we have Alpha Tauri. You can go ahead and go first, Timmy. I'll let you go first.
Okay, I'm not a fan of this design and or color schemes. Like, it's pretty basic with the navy and white. So if you know how their car looked like last year, it's basically the exact same, except they flip the colors. So it's like white on top and navy blue on bottom, versus last year was navy blue on top, white on bottom. The worst part about this car is the front wing. Like when you see the front side of the front wing,
like the dead on straight angle,
it has their name Alpha Tauri on it. The problem is because of how they write their logo, they have Alpha like in skinny non-bolded letters, and then they have Towery bolded like thick letters. So on the front wing, it just does not work.
Yeah.
You barely see Alpha, and like Towery is like so prominent, and you're just
Chunk.
like, yeah, and it's so gross. You were saying like it was like they split the car in half, and one guy worked on the left side and the other guy worked on the right.
And you're like, hey, what font you use?
Yeah.
I used that one. They're like, did you bold it? Oh shit.
Yeah, right before the presentation meeting, they're like, oh, okay, good, we got the same font. He's like, yeah, but I bolded it. And he's like, what?
And so it doesn't look good, because I didn't even realize like their logo was such a good logo that like on the last year's car, I didn't even realize that there were two different like size letters. Like it just flowed into, because they're always next to each other. Like that's a conscious decision for it to be skinny then bold, so you can show that those are, because they don't put space in between their logo.
No.
And so the fact that they have the actual nose as the space, it looks so nasty.
It's nasty.
You know, have you ever seen the memes on Twitter? It's like, graphic design is my passion.
Yeah.
That person designed this car.
Yeah, I gave it a solid 4 out of 10.
I gave it a 6 out of 10. I think the only saving grace is the side profile and on track the colors. So on the picture we have up here, it's a little like bluer than it looks in real life.
Okay.
Yeah, so it looks better. The color is saved in real life. So, but I think the front wing like takes off. Like if this is like HP, like health points, you would be like critical health, because that takes off a lot of.
That was the biggest thing.
Yeah, honestly,
about it was the front wing. Everything else, I mean, otherwise it just kind of looks exactly the same.
Yeah, it would just fall in the middle somewhere.
Yeah, it would have been a solid 5 or 6, but
yeah,
the front wing definitely knocked it off a couple points.
Yeah, so probably gonna give it a 6, maybe a 5.
Yeah,
but we compared it to I feel like every episode we have cowboy shade. But
bunch of cowboy haters.
I'm for it. Down with the Cowboys. But we went with their, I don't even know if these are throwback. I think these are throwbacks, but they're like paying homage to like the throwback jerseys.
Yeah.
They're the blue ones with the white main number, and the shoulders have white like shoulder pads with blue stars on the very top of them. And then the numbers on the like arm sleeves are blue, and they have white pants. I think they're so gross. They look like
really gross.
Like an XFL or like those like other league,
the spring
NFLs.
League teams.
Yeah. They don't feel professional to me.
Their jerseys are kind of gross.
Yeah,
but it's kind of hard because all the good color combinations are already taken.
Yeah, because the Cowboys have some decent jerseys, but these are
especially
awful.
with their colors and stuff. For me, it's way too many stars. Like you already have the 2 stars on the helmet. Why do you need 2 more on your shoulders? Like
not enough stars.
It's just too many stars.
Rookie numbers, get them up
close together. Like dude, put a star on the chest and on the back too. Like why not? Way too many stars.
If I was the Cowboys and I'm putting more than just the 2, you might as well just put 50.
Yeah, American team, baby. Yeah, like come on now.
We are America's team.
Let's represent.
But yeah, it's pretty lackluster. 4 out of 10.
Yeah, I gave it a 4 out of 10 too. Nothing special. You're muted.
Hello?
Yeah.
Was I muted the whole time?
No.
Oh, okay. I gave it a 3 out of 10 because I hate the Cowboys.
So it's a 4 out of 10 jersey -1 because it's the Cowboys.
Because of the Cowboys. So on to the most interesting team of this year, purely because this team has 2 liveries.
There's number 5, by the way.
Yeah. The 5th ranked team.
Even though they shouldn't be number 5 in my opinion, they should definitely be up. But we'll get into it.
This is why I say this team is interesting, because it caused a lot of
It was a lot of separation, which is why we put it at number 5, because we felt it was like
it splits the community.
Yeah.
But so Alpine, they're rocking 1 livery for the first 2 races, and then for the remaining amount of races, they're rocking their main livery. unless they introduce like a one-off, which sometimes they do later in the season to like pay homage to a sponsor. But looking at it, they already paid homage to the first two because they're rocking the first two races. They're rocking the pink, right? I think that's the one they're rocking first. I'm pretty sure.
I think that's what you said.
Yeah, the all pink with a hit of blue, and then their main livery is like the same blue from last year, and then like pink side pods and a pink back wing. And I think this really goes to show like how much money rules the sport of F1, because like when me and Timmy were talking about this, he thought that this was like a paying homage to Racing Point. But I was like, no. This is just sponsors being like, I'm gonna pay this much money to be the biggest sponsor. And so that's what BWT, because their colors are the pink and blue.
Yeah.
And so that's what the Racing Point was the BWT. And so that's all that livery reminds me of. It's just like, I'm going to flex my cash real quick. And, that's how much this sport revolves around money. But alas, I'm a sucker for pink, bro. The pink does it. Yeah. The pink does it for me. What are your thoughts on the pink livery?
I love the designs. Like I loved Racing Point's car and seeing Sergio Perez freaking whip around in that little pink car.
Yeah.
I like this color of pink, and it goes so well with this shade of blue that they have. So I'm a huge fan of it. Like I rock with it. I mess with it a lot. I think their main one is better than the all pink one. So I think the base blue with the pink accessories is a lot better than the all pink. But I mess with the all pink too. Like that, it looks good. I'm not a big pink guy, but when pink looks good, it looks good. That's what I thought about it.
My biggest thing with the pink is that if you're gonna do pink, do it right, and this is the right pink. It's not like some like weird like neon pink or I don't know, but yeah. But onto their main livery, the mainly blue with the side pod pink. My biggest hit on it is the fact, or my two biggest like hits on it or knocks on it, is the fact that last year I think they had like probably the best or maybe second best livery, and this kind of ruined it. Like this is like a huge step back. Well, not a huge step back, but like a slight step back. But then another thing that like kind of irritates me is the BWT, the letters, their blue is like their blue is different than Alpine's blue.
Oh really?
Like there's the picture we have up here isn't doesn't do it justice, but I like seeing it on track, like the sun hit it and not like the studio lights. You can really tell the difference between the BWT, which is like a darker, like leans more towards like the purplish blue, whereas the Alpine blue is like a pearl blue, like a shiny blue. And so I went with an 8 out of 10 for the pink and a 6 out of 10 for the main, the blue with the pink.
I was a 8.5 for the pink and then a 9 out of 10 for the blue. Is one of my favorite ones.
I think Alpine, they figured it out. Hopefully, in the future they get a sponsor that matches their blue. But that means that there's no more pink cars on the grid, and that'll be a sad day. But the American jerseys that we got them compared to, at least the all pink one, is the Cal Bears breast cancer awareness jersey a couple years back. They have like a pink jersey with their normal like dark navyish blue, and then they also have their logo Cal in pink letters instead of like their traditional, I think, white or yellow. And so this jersey isn't too bad. I've seen better pink jerseys. I've seen worse pink jerseys, but it's a 4 out of 10 for me.
Yeah, I also gave it a 4 out of 10 for the college football jerseys. It's just it was a nice, like, it's a nice pink jersey with the blue, but that's pretty much it.
And then for the Alpine's main livery, we compared it to any NFL team that has blue in their colors during Breast Cancer Awareness Month,
Yeah.
because the NFL allows them to wear pink, and they just, pink socks, pink gloves, pink
Just have
visor.
that
Yeah,
hint of pink.
just a
the
hint of
little
pink.
streak of pink. So
Yeah.
it was pretty similar.
So if
in
your
that
team
aspect.
has blue in it, just imagine their jerseys during Breast Cancer Awareness Month.
Yeah, pink gloves, pink towels, pink socks, all that stuff.
On to the next one, which is the Mercedes, the Mercs. You can go first. Go ahead. What are your thoughts?
So for Mercedes, definitely a baby. So this is number
4.
6 or top. Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
So
it's
we're going in that
getting
order.
top 4. Yeah.
So this is number 4 on our list. I think it should be number 5, but anyways, their body or their base color is the gray, the Mercedes gray, and then you have the hints of the teal and blacks kind of scattered on different parts of the car. I'm a fan of the Mercedes colors. It's definitely a step back from last year compared to the black base. I think the black base car was a lot better. It looked a lot slicker, and it just looked faster. But I like this one. It's not terrible. It's not great. It's kind of like middle of the pack. So, but I still gave it a 7 out of 10 because it was. I thought it was better than the other liveries.
My initial thoughts were, as soon as I seen it, I was like instantly just not impressed, because it, like you said, the black I think was the better livery. They just did it right with the black. This gray is kind of like a coloring pencil gray. It's not shiny. It doesn't feel fast to me. It feels flat. And so it's just kind of not exciting for such an exciting car, especially the Mercedes. Like they're like, we're all like, oh my God, Mercedes is gonna be number 1 again, blah, 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 blah. But like, it's such a boring silver, or not even silver. It's like boring gray. And so, yeah, but I do think they always go right with the teal. They never go wrong. They never go overboard with it, like some kids at prom. But yeah. But what are did you give your grade already?
Yeah, I give it a 7 out of 10.
Mine is 6. I definitely think that they took a downgrade for sure. Not as big as the McLaren, but
Yeah,
still a downgrade.
yeah. So for the American jerseys, it's pretty, honestly, looking side by side, they're really, really similar.
Yeah.
But it's the Miami, Florida Marlins. They're old school jerseys. Like I think they're original jerseys, because they're pretty relatively new team, with the big old swordfish coming out before they went nuclear and went all crazy.
Dude,
with their colors.
their orange might be brighter than McLaren's orange.
I think it is. I think it 100% is.
That Miami
oranges,
Marlin orange is so bright.
they went through a phase, to say the least. They had a weird time with that, but the old school ones, classic. I enjoyed it. They're definitely their colors were, I was a fan of them growing up, but comparatively to like other baseball teams and baseball colors, kind of mid of the pack.
Boring.
Yeah, boring. Nothing too special. So I gave the Florida jerseys a nice 5 out of 10.
I gave them a 6 out of 10 purely because I think baseball jerseys and hockey jerseys are the nicest jerseys.
Yeah.
Like football, like to wear as like if I'm a fan of that sport. Like,
yeah, to wear out in public.
I'm a football fan, but I don't really wear football jerseys because they kind of look like almost khaki-ish to me if like you wear them wrong.
You can
like
only really wear them like when you go out to bars or go out to parties.
Exactly. Like if you like baseball jersey, I feel like you could wear it like on a Sunday, like, and no one would question you. And then like even like I seen like, sorry, I'm just getting over sickness, but I've seen some like people wearing like hockey jerseys on a Monday to like the grocery store, and I didn't even question it. I was like, man, that looks super comfy.
Yeah.
But I think they also just look the nicest, and the way they do the numbers looks pretty good. So that little offset to the bottom, I think, pretty nice colors. Not nice colors, but nice number placement.
All right, our fault. Alpine was 6, Mercedes was 5. Now we're on number 4.
Yes, I don't know if
Sorry.
you heard
Please forgive us as we cannot count.
But yes, now onto the 4th ranked team, Red Bull. What do you think of their car this year?
Red Bull is Red Bull. So if you've ever seen a Red Bull car, it's that, except they added a little yellow nose to the front of it. But it's basically the exact same car as last year, minus the yellow nose. I like it, but it doesn't wow me. It's not something that's fantastic, but comparatively to the other ones that we've gone through, because they kind of stayed the same and they did their thing, or they kept it. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. That's it seems like that's their motto. So it works. Like, I gave it a 6 out of 10, just because I'm like, I guess I marked it probably like it's a 7 out of 10 car, but I marked it down because I'm like, come on, like, do something cool. But at the same time, you just kind of got to respect it, kind of like with the New York Yankees, how they kind of keep it old school, kind of keep it they have clean looks, traditional. So give respect to that. But the yellow nose, not a fan of it. It's like Rudolph the red nose, but Rudolph the yellow nose kind of vibes.
Yeah,
it's like, dude.
As we learned, Timmy is jaded towards the color yellow.
Yeah, not a big fan. So if you put more of that yellow on, I'm not gonna like it.
I know we're saying that like they added a yellow nose, but looking at last year's car, they really didn't add a yellow nose because it was already there. I think it's the shape of the car. Because if you look at this year, the nose is completed. Like it's a completed tip. Whereas last year the wing design had like a little bit of like a gap.
Oh yeah.
But however, it really so that's what it is that gives me the F2 vibes. Because I was like, no, I'm pretty sure like there's like a yellow tip on last year's car too. But the fact that it's like finally like a completed nose gives me real big F2 vibes, because this is how the F2 car looks like.
Yeah.
And so that to me is already like a slight knock. I feel like they could have got bigger with the side bulls just to make it more like prominent and less yellow.
Yeah.
But
so it's the exact same car, except now the front wing says Red Bull instead of like the logo of the bull.
And I don't know.
But the completion of the yellow nose is definitely not. They should have kept it black.
Yeah. And so that to me reminds me of F2, so that's probably a knock. And then another knock is they went crazy with their sponsors, and that's because they have a bunch. Like Oracle signed a deal with them. Brightbit or some crypto company signed a deal with them too. So they're just sponsors up the woo-ha. So
They look like old UFC fighting shorts.
I miss those shorts, bro. You don't. Oh my god, dude, those shorts are the nicest.
Those are prime.
I hate the Reebok deal. Ruined the UFC.
That was so gross. Yeah, they ruined them.
And Venom,
they're better, but
it's just
it's not hard being better than what the Reebok was doing.
Top 3 fighter shorts. BJ Penn's is number 3 with the Ruka. George St. Pierre with he had like the fake black belt on his shorts. Number 1, Chuck Liddell.
Dude,
that's off the top of the note. Chuck the ice, bro. That's
ice, man. That was I know you can't have any of that. Bro, imagine the style bender Imagine what kind of shorts he'd come up
He
with.
would go crazy.
Go nuts.
He'd
That'd
go
be so much
nuts.
fun.
Yes.
Anyways.
Hashtag bring back the shorts, UFC.
Customized shorts,
Yeah.
please.
I think fighters would be okay if you just let them customize their shorts.
Yeah, if you're not gonna pay them, Dana
Yeah,
White,
at least-
let them,
at
give
least-
them something.
Yeah. Let them customize their shorts, you ass. But yeah, my rating for the Red Bull, I think I'm gonna drop it one down to 6. So yeah.
What did we compare it to?
For the jersey comparison, we went with the Colorado Rockies, their throwback jerseys with their blue is a little bit of a bluer blue than Red
It's a
Bulls.
lighter blue.
It's a lighter blue. But they're red it's more like red and gold than red and yellow, like how Red Bull has. But they have red and gold stripes on the bottom and on the sleeves. And then they have their old throwback mountain logo with the C in the middle. And I think the logo's cool. The only thing that knocks it down is the stripes in the arms. Those give me like old school football jerseys, like when they're like long serve. Anytime I see that on any hockey jersey, that's the kind of vibes I get from that.
Yeah. For that one.
I gave that a 6 out of 10. A 7 out of 10. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's a good jersey. Like hockey, like whoever does like the hockey jerseys designs, they got like a lock on all the good
Dude,
designers.
they
'Cause
got-
their jerseys are fire. So like the Kraken's jerseys and their logo, oh, so cool, so nice. And then you have the Vegas Knights who are also new.
The Knights, I like pictures of them, but if you ever look at them in real life, they're gold. It looks a little gross.
Oh, really?
Yeah, if you ever see it like in person, because it's like more mustardy.
Yeah,
than
that's
gold.
true. But it
Like,
looks nice.
It's a nice colored like block jersey. Like
Yeah.
if it was a better like yellow or gold or whatever, I'd wear it because I've been to Vegas a couple times
Yeah.
and I have family out there. But yeah, I wouldn't. It's kind of. It looks like the Jags mustard stuff.
Really? Okay.
Yeah,
I haven't
that's-
seen like one in person, I guess.
Yeah.
But I gave this jersey a solid 6 out of 10 just because I think there's a lot of better hockey jerseys. And so it kind of felt similar to the Red Bull. Like it's a good design, but
Mhm.
there's better.
Yeah. Especially Red Bull, because Red Bull is like they don't change, and so
Yeah.
it just works on the cars.
That's true.
Yeah. But this one, I don't know what about it. It just seems pretty mid. But anyways, on to finally podium spots. We got third place.
Number
So you-
3, my lord.
You know how the McLaren, I was like, or we were both like, when I saw it, we were like, oh, I'm in love with it. And then we slowly fell out of love with it.
Yeah.
This is like the opposite for me,
Falling
but
in love
not-
with it the more you see it.
not as extreme. Like
Okay.
not falling in love with it. I'm just hating it less.
Okay.
Like now,
okay, you're warming up to it.
yeah, I'm warming up to it. Thank you.
Yeah.
Like when I guess most of my like changed or adjusted ratings have been because of I've seen them on track and the light makes them look a little different. But yeah, the Aston Martin, they went with the quote unquote Aston Martin green, even though it isn't really the OG Aston Martin green. If you look at it, it's like a darker green. This is like a vibrant version of that green.
Mm.
And so like even like last year the fans were like, this isn't the Aston Martin green. And then this year they're like, I don't hear this as much like people saying it. Like people are saying like, oh, this is getting closer. But like it's still not it. Like Aston Martin green is a nice green. I hate green. I'm not the biggest green guy. But the OG Aston Martin green, I think, does it. This is slowly getting on my good side. I think the hits of yellow around the car do it. Like
The lime
Big-
green. It's
yeah.
not really yellow. It's like lime green.
yeah, you're right.
Lining. Yeah, and then a black bottom.
Yeah, it makes me hate it less.
Yeah. I was a fan of this when I saw it. I was like, ooh, this looks nice. But I also think it's because they changed the lime green from red, I believe. Last year it was like red, like
Really?
the lining was.
Really?
Yeah, so that's why I really enjoyed this one way better than last year, because the lime green just complements the
Oh, you're right.
Aston Martin.
I
green.
forgot about this red.
Yeah.
Oh, it's like a pinkish red too. Yeah, that's gross. I
So
forgot about that.
this one's way better. It looks way cleaner. I'm a fan. Like, I don't love green, but I also don't hate green. I kind of like this color and what they did with it. Also, the YouTuber Toto or whatever
Or
his name is,
Tamo.
Tomo. He also talked about how the base or like the shape of the car kind of like affected how people were seeing it, and I
Mhm.
think because we'll talk about our top two earlier, but I think the shape of the car is like definitely
Are you
has
talking about the cheese grater or like the actual shape of the car?
well both. I
Oh,
think both for both of them because it just gives it a little thicker base, so
yeah.
it looks a little nicer.
So watching Tomo's video, he put a like the angles he was including of the cars, like the pictures he's putting up the pictures he was putting up of the cars. He got like a lower angle, and he showed how like the Aston Martin is shaped, and it's wider and like thicker
Yeah.
than in most cars, and so that's what gives it that like low to the ground like racy vibe, and then also the side gills. I know people are calling it the cheese grater, but first thing I thought about was gills.
I like them. I
Yeah,
mess with them.
I think they're cool. But so going into their American or their like, American jersey counterpart, this is the reason why I thought of this episode, because as soon as I saw it, I was like, instant. This reminds me of who we chose. Because like, if you ask anyone who plays or like watches college football, who has the nicest uniforms in college football, they're gonna say Oregon.
Boise. Oh. I mean Oregon Ducks, definitely.
Yeah, but like the University of Oregon, they go crazy with their colors, and or not their colors, but their uniforms. Their colors are this like green and yellow, and so I wait to go back a couple years, obviously, because like I think this year's jerseys, I think they're slightly going away from the yellow. Or like I don't know, they do weird things every week.
They're trying to make new jerseys. I don't know if they do it anymore, but I know during like 2014, 2012, like
Didn't
that,
they have like every game in New
every
Jersey?
game was a different jersey.
Yeah,
And they didn't redo a jersey like from the last season, like to what I remember, but I don't know if they still do that. I think I also forgot to mention my rating for the Aston Martin. It was a 7
Oh.
out of 10.
same Z, 7 out of 10.
But yeah, but the Oregon Ducks, I mean, they're definitely hit or miss. Like they're either the coolest, best looking college jerseys, or they're like gross
Whack.
in my opinion. Like it's like, bro, I get like you're trying to be different and like you have to do different jerseys, but like there's so many better options.
Yeah.
But this one, the lime green, not the lime green, sorry, the darker green with the lime green outline of the black numbers and then the silver chrome
Does it?
helmets with the black pants. Mwah.
I
Chef
think
kiss. Well done to whoever made that one.
Aston Martin should hire the Oregon designers, because their green, the green that we're talking about on this jersey, is closer to the OG Aston Martin green than what they're using on the current F1 car is. And also the Oregon uniform has like these, like their helmets are chrome, their numbers are chrome. There's chrome hits on their jerseys on the shoulders. And so I don't think the Aston Martin has any like hits of chrome, but I think that would make the yellow or the lime green pop.
I think that'd be hard if the driver had a driver helmet chrome. Dude, that would be nuts. Seeing him, like just seeing the helmet, the chrome helmet with that'd be crazy.
There's some I don't know if you like follow drivers, but whenever I get geeked whenever they release their helmets. Their helmets are super nice. Like
are they?
Yeah, we can talk about this off screen, but they're so nice. But yeah, I can't remember. Seb usually doesn't go crazy with his helmets. And then I think Lance Stroll, I can't remember. The helmet that's sticking out to me the most right now is Valtteri Bottas's and Max Verstappen's helmet. But yeah.
I'll have to look at them.
Yeah, we can talk about that off screen. On to the top two places. We have the final two teams are the red teams. And second place, we ended up going with the worst red team. We went with Alfa Romero, and they might not perform top three, but their designers perform top three for sure.
They came out, bro.
Dude, it's they for 3 years now. They've just delivered fire. And then even their like driver unis, fire.
Yeah.
They're I don't think they've released pictures of their pit crew, but their pit crew from last year, fire. So I don't I'm just gonna be like, listen, Alpha, they should just design all 10 teams because they know what
Yeah.
they're doing. But
They're
also
killing it.
I feel like them and the team that we ranked number one have it the easiest because it's hard to mess up red and
Yeah.
white.
That's true.
Like, especially because like red has been like attached to speed because of like the other
Yeah,
team we were talking
the
about.
fast car.
Yeah, but like it's I don't know, it just works.
You want to explain kind of how it looks?
Yeah. So it's like they have a red nose going into their red halo. Then it's like a white stripe around in the side pods, and then a red back. So it's almost like all like imagine an all red car with like a white diagonal stripe through it.
Yeah. Yeah, I like it. I like I mean, I'm a sucker for red. My first car was a red car, so that's maybe probably why.
Same.
Yeah. So the red and white just looks clean. It's like you said, it's really, really hard to kind of mess it up, but I like it. I also like the tires, like what in this picture that we have, whatever's going on inside the tires, the red and white. I mess with that like a lot. So it's a good looking car. It's a good looking design. Other teams should definitely like poach their designers and get help.
Some teams poach drivers. Some teams need to start poaching designers.
Yeah, I know, especially McLaren. Like, come on, like, these guys will get you right. Get you the right colors at least.
McLaren hit up Alpha, be like, yo,
please.
You got designers to spare because our guys are dropping a ball.
So bad. I'm so mad at whoever greenlighted that. Whoever said yes, that orange. Like, I hate you so much. You ruined it.
Going to your point about the thing on the tires, I didn't really notice it because when I first initially saw the pictures, I scrolled past it real quick and I was like, damn, that's a nice car. And I was expecting it to be nice, so I wasn't caught off guard. But then I seen a post specifically about the tires, and I was like, ooh, interesting. I wonder how that's gonna look at speed.
Yeah, because definitely will be interesting.
Because if it's spinning, I think it's just gonna
look like red. I don't know if you'll really see the
white. Yeah, or it could. I don't know. So yeah, it'll be interesting. But I think anything like if you had to be real nitpicky on this livery, the only thing I could knock it down is, and this is me stealing something from the video Tamo posted, is if you look at like from a straight up side view of the car, the diagonal dash, the white, is a little vertical. Like if they went more like
so it doesn't really line up all that much.
No, not saying it doesn't line up as much, but like if you're seeing a stripe like on a fast car, if it has less of an angle, it doesn't look as fast. But if it has like an angle like that, it kind of looks quote unquote faster, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Well, obviously they're banking on their car going super fast and
hence the tires.
Hence being a top team. So when it goes past your car, you just see a white diagonal line. No, but it's a really good car. Second best one.
Yeah.
Give it a solid 8 out of 10.
I love Alphas. Like I give it a 9, and that's purely like everything. Like it's including everything. I give it a 9.
Yeah. So the team, again, not American, but in American league, it's the team up north.
The North American team, baby.
The Toronto Raptors, red jerseys with the arrow, the white arrow that has the North red letters on it. We did the same comparison. I think because they also had diagonal white lines.
Yeah, that diagonal white stripe. Yeah.
And it could be like I see it as like an arrow pointing up north, so it's pretty cool. For basketball jerseys, not the best, but also there's some ugly basketball jerseys. So
it's pretty. It's safe. It won't get cut.
They went safe with it, which is fine. They weren't trying to go too crazy with it. Again, it's really, really, really. I think this proves like it's super hard to mess up red and white.
Yeah.
Like I don't know what you'd have to do to really kind of mess it up.
I
but
think they have another color of this jersey, but in black and gold. And black and gold is another thing that's hard to mess up.
yeah,
And so I want you to imagine this jersey in like Lakers purple and yellow.
gross.
Gross.
Yeah,
Exactly. So yeah, that to prove like help your point. Yes, it's really hard to mess up red and white.
yeah. So, but the Toronto jersey, too basic for me.
Yeah.
6 out of 10.
I think it's funny because in episode 1 we talked about the Toronto Raptors being compared to the Red Bulls, or like the Red Bull team, and so this is the jersey that specific
Yeah, that was the year.
that this is when that they busted them out. But yeah, I agree, same exact rating, 6 out of 10. Hard to mess up red and white. It's boring, and like you said earlier, it's pretty relatively mid in the world of basketball jerseys.
Yeah.
But I think in modern,
Romero definitely did it better.
yes, definitely. Like that, this is, I think, exactly the same thing. Like just red, or like a red sandwich with like a white middle.
Mhm.
It's the same exact thing, but alpha. It looks so much better on a car.
Yeah, it does.
So much better.
So much slicker.
But alas, all the cars pale in comparison.
It's not even close.
Not even
like in my
close, dude.
opinion, it's like it's number 1 pole position.
Yes.
And then like alpha at number 2. Like it's they destroyed the competition this year. Like they killed it.
If for it's Ferrari.
The original red team.
Yeah, Ferrari.
But it's hard. Like we said, it's hard to mess it up. But
Hard to mess it up.
oh man, did they come through with it this year?
If Ferrari matches their performance to the livery, it's not even this season is a wrap.
It's a wrap.
Charles or Carlos is winning this with like halfway through the season left to go somehow. Like this livery is so nice. Like everything about it, from the shape of the car to the thing, it's paying a homage to the OG Ferraris, and it's the good Ferraris that they're paying homage to, not the bad ones, like the ones that they used to win in. And they got rid of that god awful green.
Yeah, that was definitely the best thing. They had a really in last year's car, they had a really, really ugly sponsor logo that was just lime green or like light green, and it just ruined the
it.
red car. Now
Because
they got rid of it.
It was on the top. You couldn't hide it.
Yeah, it was right there. But so for the Ferrari, it's just it went back to their classic Ferrari red all over the car
with the black wing.
Black wings, yeah, and the black
halo.
Black halo,
yeah, black halo,
and then the black tail.
Yeah,
you got the black. Yeah. It also goes so well with the black tires. That's like what really makes it like really good.
So I was listening to WTF1's podcast, and I want like imagine this with the softs on, or not the soft, the mediums, the yellows, the yellow striped tires. Yeah,
it goes hard.
Oh, that's
the one we have on the picture. So it's definitely for me the shape of the car.
Shape, yes.
It's just like I said on my notes. It's a sexy, thick red car,
dude.
It's so nice.
You say it's thick. I think it's pointy.
Pointy,
but like a good pointy. It's not like
I think like the base. I was saying like where like the cockpit is,
or like
slim, thick.
Like even that, because then if you look at like some of the other teams' side pods, like their inlets, I think Ferraris are like kind of like more rectangular-ish. Like some of them are like straight up squares and whatnot. And so this one, it makes it look like pointy, but not like a witch's nose, kind of like a shark. And so that's the kind of like vibe, like it looks aggressive.
Yeah, it looks fast. I think that's really that's also like the biggest reason why we like it so much. It looks so fast. And then it performed well too during
the testing. It showed out. And then we haven't even mentioned like the crowning jewel, because Ferrari keeps posts, like any Ferrari post will have it in it, the gills. the
Oh,
crazy
yeah.
like dips. Like it's
Their
nuts.
gills are I love their car. I'm a huge fan of this car. Like
Like
they're my in the episode 1, they're my team that I was rooting for, and I'm so glad that they pulled through. I'm so upset about McLaren. I'm
you
glad I
have
didn't
you
pick
have
them.
the nicest and then one of the worst.
Yeah, so I'm glad I'm rooting for the Ferrari team. I get to see their sexy car.
But yeah, just this car is just this car is nice. They're
10 out of 10. Easy 10 out of 10.
easy like 1,000 out of 10, a
Yeah.
million out of 10. So nice. But
So nice.
the only thing that to knock them isn't even on their livery. If you go and look at their team uniforms, not their race suits, but they're like polo shirts, they're getting clowned that they look like McDonald's workers. Because it's just red with like a gray stripe that goes across. And like I think like a little yellow Ferrari logo. So it just looks like a
Yeah.
McDonald's worker. And that's the only knock I have on the Ferrari like design this year.
Good thing that's not on their car.
Good thing, yeah. And the other thing, back to the whole point on their the like side pods or like the gills. I don't know if you see the meme, but someone said like someone photoshopped Eau Rouge to turn in a spa. You know, the big dip. They photoshopped that onto it because it's crazy. And I was like, damn, it works.
I know it looks fast. But I think obviously we didn't talk about it in our prediction videos, but there are definitely some sandbaggers still going on.
Yeah.
Some sandbagging going on for the different teams.
But yeah, they sit at the top, number 1. But we got them compared to the Chicago Bulls OG classic red
Jordan
era. Yeah. Just like I said, hard to go wrong with red and black. Hard to go wrong with red and white. And like most jerseys like this, I would like dock them for it being basic. But it just works.
It's just
dude.
classic. It wouldn't look as nice, I think, if Jordan didn't play. You know? Like if Chicago was a bummy team, then like everyone would be like, oh, it's just like a terrible team.
Why would you buy a Chicago jersey?
With basic jerseys, but because it's Jordan, because they won so much, and like you just see it everywhere, it's like that looks nice.
That looks nice.
Yeah. Clean, sexy red.
Yeah, it's
good
just
with the black. 10 out of 10.
10 out of 10. Yeah, so that's all 10 teams and their liveries. So did you watch any of the launches?
No, I didn't watch any of the launches.
So I'll just give quick notes on each of the launches because like some of them went way too long. I think the team that or Haas, they didn't even really have a launch. They just kind of dropped their livery, like they just posted pictures of them. They're just like, hey, this is what our car's gonna look, and that's all they did. Alpha Romero sat till like hella late, so all the hype for all like the car liveries were kind of died down by then.
Yeah.
So they kind of just flew under the radar. Williams, they did like a pre-recorded video, which apparently I didn't watch it, but apparently it got like weird like reviews, like it was like cringy. So yeah,
I'm not surprised from Williams.
Yeah, like it's because I think they were launching the video as they were doing their shakedown. So their drivers weren't there to like, you know, have like the live interview. Yeah. So they were like, apparently this is all like, I haven't watched it yet, but this is like what I've heard is that they try to like keep in their like mess ups and mistakes. So it didn't seem like a perfectly recorded video. They wanted it to seem like a recorded interview, but it just seemed awkward apparently.
That's weird.
So yeah, I don't think I'll go back and watch that, but from the pictures, it's bad like release pictures. Aston Martin, they had like a whole like unveiling of it all. Lawrence Stroll was there. He gave like a it was called the there's something script, like they're teasing because he's reading off like the script, and it just seems super like Lex Luthorish, like I'm gonna take over the world.
I was gonna watch that one, but on YouTube it was like 30 minutes
yeah
long.
No
like, oh my gosh, I just want to see what the car looks like.
That's what I'm so I watched like the only ones I really watched were the Red Bull, the Aston Martin, the McLaren, the Ferrari, and the Mercedes. The rest I kind of just skimmed and saw the notes. Oh, and the Alpine, I'm sorry. But the Aston Martin one, after Lawrence Stroll's like scary speech, they just like unveiled it. But before they unveiled it, it had like this crazy like laser show where if you had epilepsy, you for sure had a seizure.
Oh man.
Like it was crazy. Like it was like, and I was like, damn, this is crazy. What Alpha Tauri? I don't remember their launch. I don't think I knew anything about it. Alpine, their launch was cringy. Their launch was so
Right.
cringe. Yeah, it was like in like an office building, and like they had like hand cutters out there to like introduce the drivers and stuff. It was like gross like that. And then every single time the announcer like announced like who's coming up next, like, oh, next up is Fernando Alonso and all the drivers. They played like this weird dubstep EDM music that went on for way too long.
It's
And
Europe, dog. They really love the dubstep.
they love their house music, yeah.
We
So
just,
yeah,
we,
that was
we're not
cringe.
intellectually smart.
I
or
guess
on
we
their
don't
level.
understand the beep boops.
Yeah.
But and McLaren's launch went way too long. They had like a whole like pre-planned movie, did an interview for like all of their teams, like all of their like individual teams, like IndyCar and stuff. I'm like, bro, I just want to see your car.
Some McLarens. They did all that just for an ugly
Car. That's what pissed me off more.
Boo. Boo McLaren.
Boo
I'm a
McLaren.
McLaren hater now this season until they change the car. I hate McLaren.
Bring
I
back
don't want
old
to see it
McLaren.
on my TV. I don't want to see it on the track. Get it out of here.
There's only 18 cars until then.
Yeah, go change. Go change.
But
the Haas has a better car than you at this point.
with their practice jersey or livery.
They're
But
white.
Red Bull's launch was kind of like a Red Bull launch. They're just talking about their sponsors, how like way too much, and then like some weird like graphic.
Way too much.
That's
Hello, thank you to everyone that actually gives us money. Like, what do you mean?
Yeah, that's fair. And then Mercedes launch, they had like this weird part where they're like interviewing their like junior drivers, and it just felt cringy because they're like, hey, we're gonna like force you to ask your heroes this question. Ask the question.
Which one of you is taking over Lewis's seat?
Yeah, and so like they all had to ask like these weird questions. But yeah, and it went on for a little too long. Not as bad as McLaren, but then this for Ferrari's one, the fact that their launch, in my opinion, was the best because it literally no fluff essay. They just Matteo Binotto walked out there onto screen, said like a speech in Italian, introduced the drivers. Charles said hello. He said what's up. He said his goals. Carlos said what's up. He said his goals. And then they looked at each other and was like, all right, I want to see the car now. Boom, Matteo Binotto just like pointed to the ground, and there the car was. They like did like a whole like 20-second like cool angles of it all. And then they just talked about it and they just let us look at the car. So not only did they like master and kill the like design, but they also master and kill just the art of the release.
That's what I thought it should be. Like you have your team president or whatever.
The team principal, yeah.
Team principal. He gives a speech about whatever they're trying to achieve that season. Shout out to the sponsors for allowing them to have money and build and possibly crush millions and millions of dollars. And then you introduce your drivers, you have them talk a little bit, and you introduce the car, and then you ask questions. Like that should be a release. No, like
they didn't even ask questions. They just closed it. They're like,
oh, they didn't.
Yeah, no, it's because it was a video. It was like a 7-minute video. They just
that's even better.
Exactly
like,
what I'm saying.
Short. Like, yeah, I know. Aston Martin was like, we got to have like a whole show. Like, no, I want to see the car. Let me see the car so I can leave.
Yeah. Like, thankfully, I watched it all. I didn't watch none of them live. I think the only one I watched live was the McLaren one. Thankfully, I wasn't like glued to my screen. I was like glued, walked away, did some things, came back. I was like, okay, it's not out yet. Came back. And then once I finally saw it, I was like, this is disgusting. Why did I wait?
Maybe that's why you have a little distaste in it. You're like, you made me wait so long for
yes, exactly. And then Ferrari, I just have like it sweetens the deal because it was such a good release, just straight to the point.
Yeah.
But yeah, with all that being said, that's episode 3. Any closing thoughts?
I hate McLaren so much.
McLaren's designers got to see Timmy in the ring real quick.
Hey, it's on site with that man. I don't care. Like, he can come get it. Like, how did you ruin that orange, dude? You had such a good orange. Like, how the heck do you ruin it? I'm real. Oh, Drive to Survive comes as we're recording it. This is March 2nd, so it comes out next
9 days,
Friday.
baby.
Is that next Friday?
It comes out next
Yes,
Friday.
next Friday. So real excited and stoked to see how they projected or made the season and last season into a series. I want to know. I wonder if that's gonna be the last episode, or if that's just gonna be like a stand. It's got to be the last episode, the last race. So real excited seeing that. I'm gonna binge it. If you guys watch it, definitely comment and tell us what you think about it.
We'll definitely have some episodes on Drive to Survive, but yeah, we're both, excuse me, we're both very, very geeked for DTS to come out. However, Timmy, I don't know. I'll use my closing thoughts. Hopefully I don't rain on your parade.
Oh, what?
But before the season, Max Verstappen said, like, I don't know if he said completely no to Netflix.
Oh, no.
Or he just like didn't get as much Netflix.
No.
And he really focused on the drivers.
Well, it makes sense. Like.
And so I don't know how in-depth of a look we're going to get into Max's point. So it like I'm my fingers are crossed, bro. I'm hoping like we just get like Max 24/7. That'd be okay. I'd be okay with that.
I wouldn't expect that, but I thought he'd get at least an episode, but
yeah,
probably not.
But yeah, so hopefully they have enough of like other stuff and enough of other Max to, whip together a really good, which I'm sure they will. I'm so geeked, bro.
Or they interviewed Lewis. So Lewis, tell us how it feels coming up short. Could you get out of my face, Netflix? I'm tired of hearing it. They're apparently recording season 5 already.
Yeah, no, they don't
testing.
miss a thing. Yeah, it's.
I would eventually get tired. It's like, bro, get that camera out of my face.
I think the team principles are good, like, because then I don't know, some drivers will stick around for a cool minute. But yeah, those are our closing thoughts. Watch Drive to Survive when it comes out. Watch episodes 1 and 2, and here on whatever podcast you're listening to, or even on YouTube if you want to watch the videos. With all that being said, you guys have a good one.
Explain the difference.
Yeah, Formula One is the pinnacle of motorsport.